It's one of the ones where you say, this one, I'll leave this question alone. Nienti America sana say, government way, now almost say, any say you call IMF, ni wine,
yeah.
Omo buy no sikano wo ho into omo depend sikana a leaky was system no. They'll be able to harness all of that to do everything. I don't think so. This country has borrowed more money than any other. This country has borrowed any other money under any other government than under this particular NPP government.
Oh, wow.
Inti se sikano wo ho a loans na yakojeno. I'm starting to wonder. Sometimes when you're standing from a distance, the situation looks different, and it will not match when you finally get there. And there's some of them. Well,
I mean, for instance, most of more opposition.
Yes.
I mean, is it a case to say, most of some more can once a man as a more tintinity, said that another cut down Kufu chess and Ukrainiano. Most people could do a baby before. Is that a point?
We have been in government before, and when we left, there were resources available. And some of the state institutions, ni agencies, but some of them had money. But if you go now, they are broke. And it doesn't make sense. You know, funds be pay what the original intention was, no. It was for a particular type of thing, and now we were not really meant to touch it. Has either been mortgaged or is being used for something else. Yeah.
But that's where Parliament comes in. More responsibility. Say, yes.
We're being branded as people who are blocking government business. But one of the roles of Parliament is to protect the public purse and to play an oversight role on the executive, which means say executive no just say Ghana for, or is not in the best interest of the aspirations of the people of Ghana or of the future. No. We are the directly elected representatives of the people. That's why the country is divided into constituencies, and our constituents vote for us directly. They don't vote for a party, they vote for us directly. As we are representatives of a party, and our voices over there are not voices only for people who are in our party. Our voices are for all our constituents. And the people of Ghana are really speaking up against this.
But the NAA overriding more political interests, and as a Ghana for interest. Because typically, say, you use a minority for air casa, we are say, if we analyze of say, oh, the Antiomoyas and said by almost home by Akona Ghana for Atuaba Momo. And you know, me
Paucho Debbie. So, my director will say, share the records of Parliament from last year alone. NDC MPs no 137, MPP for 137, independent candidate now say on be on Jumano 1. I can't one by a majority group of 138. Some of them are ministers and other appointees. Indeed, they cannot always be in the house. So we'll share the record of bills and loans. Maybe I approve of Parliament. No, we did not walk out on the majority of those things. We actually sat in the house and we supported them to approve a lot of these things in the interest of Ghana, because we recognize that a lot of these things are in the interest of Ghana, and we will not stand in Parliament to block anything that will be detrimental to this country.
Even when you have objections?
When we have objections, we state them.
But you go ahead,
provided we do not see a reason to object a particular bill going through. We have not obstructed government business. So we'll share the whole of last year. Until America said, go and make reference to the records, because if you have records, they speak for themselves. And yes, I would actually invite you to even just have access to the data. Now share all the bills that went through and how many times the NDC MPs walked out or decided we won't support a particular bill or decided to obstruct business. And you'll be amazed, say if a whole year of 2021, we cooperated and we helped work together in cohesion as a house for Ghana. Now, on this particular issue, we are holding a strong position because we've heard the voices of the people of Ghana and we are standing up for them. we cannot be accused of doing this for political reasons, because this is actually a very volatile issue. And one may say that, you know, is it politically expedient that we should be doing so at a time like this when, you know, COVID has caused this level of hardship and the international community is watching us and so on. But we must be able to stand with our conscience. We must be attentive to the needs of the people of Ghana. You see, the problem with the e-levy is one of the issues, and it's for the last 5 years or so, Vice President no, ne baby any digitization, ne digitalization. Into the digitization no, any getting all data digital.
Say if I bear for
not digitalization no, any moving into the digital space with all this activity. The two have been happening. There's been a real drive for it. Make I say, Mr. Tweety, or said, "Dear picture be our quantum muniho, elkoto watch or didn't phone, that's kind of QR code." The e-levy will charge you when you use the QR code to pay for something. So here you are in a case where you've spent so much money pushing a policy that you believe is the future. Then a tax is introduced that will undermine the new behavior that you have put in place regarding how people should behave with regards to transactions, cash transactions. You're moving them into the digital space.
Look, for instance, bra oko PCFM say bet my clip no ready ah na ke etima bo bra oko PCFM they catch Kwame Sefakai. And remember so no na head of the economic management team e ba yesika 7 to ye na ono eneboa etena se titirani na oma toato adwen wo kwan a ye betima fa so. And doc wo ka bibi say wo yo bia wo drive and I say wo opia say be ya ye betima didwa e wo abefo kwan so. Se sa na ni gina ye siti a and afezo se sa na o pese ye kwa e de ne betima ba amana adwena asesa but you can PCFM dey hwade we.
A question which is okay, say over 200 million transactions. Are we taxing mobile money because we have mobile money at Tuska?
Yeah.
No government revenue bill.
No, the point is that you are not taxing mobile money, and it is for me my view and that we should not tax mobile money, because mobile money transactions, a lot of the people who are using these transactions are very poor people. You know, someone will get sent 5 CDs on mobile money. Why would you want to tax that?
And will be a winning said
I think he has answered the question.
Just I said you get the same thing.
No, but it's the truth. It's the truth. We're trying to create a situation where tax no. Normally, what tends to happen is, apart from maybe a VAT, other taxes are on the purchase of goods and services. No, taxes be or it targets mostly those in the formal sector. Into me saying, answer my salary be hit me account no, me tax no. And sometimes you wonder, tax what's the reflection with regards to the systems in place? Okay, fine, but I'm fine on change. We are trying to create a situation where we understand that there's a lot of money that's moving around in the informal sector. Come up with a creative way of identifying which money that is moving within the informal sector, which is now moving in the digital space. No, sika a informal sector mo ye transactions no. Nia wehi na ye ade a wobetimi edit tax atoso. Not just everybody's money moving back and forth, because that. What the Vice President said is actually correct.
But the idea massage na ye we asesa. I mean, look, who say one thing a man for power who say o principles and ideals are wigina mano. But be wigina na wigina. Bibi answer wa adwene. But based on human interaction as a medical doctor and the home corner, at the end of the mo be asesa na adwene e wo principle and as values be a wo hold.
I know only the person can answer for themselves, because honestly, there are some times when, as you're looking at that kind of thing, you can't understand the reasoning. You can't understand the reasoning, and that's where communication is important. What is the reasoning behind that, really? You know, we don't want to go to IMF. Okay, but is this the best way of really hitting the poorest of the poor. Man, can't money into your tax. So I want to be very clear about the fact that neither myself nor any of the MPs on the NDC side are saying, say, we are against tax. But to start with, no, the definition of what is taxable is not being adhered to with regards to the e-levy, because your income and profits, those fall within the category, but not just any money that you are me tax no dada. And you are taxing me. Obi can say it's not double taxation. But what is it if I've already paid tax on the money, and I've paid tax, and now I'm sending it to you because you need it for my grandmother be and baby may she rest in peace. But that maybe she needed something and I'm sending it to her. And now be a crazy say, oh here medical assistance be only now what they are sending. The point is, if you are trying to introduce a tax system into the digital space, you have to be more careful about how you target it, because first and foremost, a lot of people moved onto the Momo system because it was easier than the normal banking system. This will cause a reversal in that behavior. So it will first undo that whole drive to a large extent. But the other thing as well is, it means that now you can't track the money. And even banking system requires mobile phone. So yes. In terms of a man for about pay so banking also. Meaning say a man for Pierre decided to say I feel the only you miss cannot cry. And they are questioning. That one is up to them. And it means me I've been making all sorts of strange places. But I think the bottom line is the doomsday prophecy knows way. Doomsday prophecy no say honorable Ejakusi Buafo and I can no child of Kumasi Polytechnic as say wa them was say e-levy na ma and ye free SHS in ye be jai say e-levy na ma not just a momana or mutiti no munya adwuma no o munya adwuma nye na chewu really inti nkolana na wo mutifie deda no e-levy no enyamba no. And what about all the other things? You can't make that kind of plan on, because right now, no, just as a response to the threat of e-levy being passed, a lot of people have already withdrawn their money, which means that even the originally anticipated amount that was being targeted, of course. Wow. Of course, because it's a normal reaction. They tried this in a lot of other countries, you know, in Tanzania, Zimbabwe, a whole bunch of other countries. And they had to revise the figure downwards because that reaction that happened in the market had an effect on even the anticipated revenue that was to be collected. It is an Ghana, you revise the figure downwards. Not just that. It has to go beyond that. It has to go beyond that, because you see, what we're having an issue is with the e-levy is the money, the specific money that is being targeted. Don't make me do many before. You have to be creative. If you decide that it is digital money, then you must be able to identify. After all, people are using their national ID card. People are using their TIN. Use that to identify which money is taxable. Then go after that. But we will be said about be so a bit piatful. And quiet say, oh, honorable, you see cannot swinty, oh, now be piatful. Now be with your own piatful. That's how I'm way. Fine. And se me de a sika a bro, a woman no so why. Na ebia, wo send a sika no emma ebi, ebia, let's say how many brothers and sisters? 4. Okay. Every one of those you send money to, you pay. Yeah. Telcos need you. Yes. By the time you've gone around, no, it doesn't really add up, because you're ending up collecting more money out of the system than you should logically do. So it's not even a fixed number. It's like every single time there's movement of money, you are taxing it. But that's not how it works. You're drying up the system. Right. You're drying up the system. But it's targeting the poorest of the poor. And at this time, no, Minjindi said this is the best move at this time because tension is high.
Tension is high. Tension is high. As our tension, the DNA bit me free maba.
And not dear means me because I don't know how anybody reacts to tension except to say that don't put people in a situation where they feel like now there's no hope. That things are so difficult that now their lives are just too difficult to manage. Just too difficult. For me, that is what I'm picking up. When I go around my constituency, when I'm speaking to whether it's old people or young people, the biggest concern is the little that they have as well. That is being taxed if this thing goes through. It's a difficult situation. And me mom dear can me say, I'm gonna for our baby. My man can one crime because I can't because it's kakra. We share drawing now. A koto.
Okay.
Nah, what we say? So if you're walking backwards, it's also walking.
Oh, okay. And what
does that? And the fact, what they're trying to say is that sometimes retreating is not necessarily a sign of defeat. It's just a way of showing that the situation is not right at this moment, and so you're kind of going back to reassess, to regroup.
Okay, but I feel. You feel what?
I feel that the kind of backlash that we're getting from this, no, even if you should just feel the temperature a little, in spite of the fact that we do need the money, you must also weigh it against what is the impact on our situation as Ghanaians and see whether this is the right thing to do at this point in time. Because to make reference back to the VAT, it was withdrawn.
Yeah.
They went back, they did more engagement, stakeholder engagement, and then it was reintroduced.
Yeah.
Almost 4 years later.
And we didn't say we introduce E-levy, I bet me the year because already my sister was party a demonstration. Now no so when Russia made your film ranty be by no much and Taden Coco. No so for the past 5 days, picketing all because of E-levy. Oko abe for 10 figure so Mebudu no go so much church or my drain ewo momo tuano. And also from a security point of view, well committee was free, intelligence baby a man for a track a amount. Again a bit me free map. Me person kind of paying you who baby I would do any actually.
Like I said, say near me more ding. Now, I better say I buy ain't dear a man for acre. Now, one more tightened system, no, a little bit more now. The knock-on effect, fuel prices are going up, okay? Which means say the cost of food is going up. Salaries are remaining as they are, okay? Now, every kind of transaction that is supposed to happen digitally will be taxed. Somebody said it's not taxed, but that's okay. So we'll be levied. Okay, or whatever. Now, you are unnecessarily dipping into the money that is going round. That's keeping things going. Money has to go round, and if in the process of money going round, every time it moves one step, you take the same amount, moves another step, you take, it moves another step, you take. Yeah. What we need to do, I think, recently we had a lecture from a tax expert, and they're now all kind of made a lot of sense, which is that I will say a share within our regular revenue collection systems. How can we ensure that we are tightening things up a little bit more? If it's a case of are there ghost names on a system, how are we ensuring that the state is not leaking money because there are people who don't exist who are getting paid, for example? You see, there are a lot of things that are happening.
Ghost names,
Yes, I remember wondering when I was much younger, I said, what does that mean? Human beings can be so creative at times, but we should use our creativity positively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Mami nya ade a quick one. Mami ma titiri mo a year kole clote. In fact, so we constituency I was also jealous. We constituency I who's wait my friend lecture wadwen titi wo ye momoto yi ne tintintinitini gina ye ene dia amanfo ka obi amfio mo na normally bia honorable so e dia to yanim e wo 11 won ne nia ye betima ye se Ghana for me so betima friends say numbers no na ye dey go screen so but ofra mamuti o radio so 0204155888 and after so 0204155944 betima friends say na ya tonka me sure say ye nya your first caller e wa homa no so hello morning
by your friends.
Your friends are Prince. Yetio, Yanko.
But if you don't mind my day now, about our tax out to the radio. Now, I just told you, man, you two of a chap who is to have in your mouth.
David, Casa Sadia, young Faso, our radio and TV, so you say, a young Oba, Mr. Yama, Casa, no one, a bedroom Casa, Yambo guy, Yajin Mano. Hello, morning.
Morning.
Mr. Bodina, baby, I'm free.
I shall be free opportunity.
Your friend say,
Morning. Maybe Karim.
Karim, you and you.
Maybe Karim.
Karim, now what's your TV? So I will say delay. It would have cost us why.
With the master, with the doctor.